Right now at 6, the FBI is investigating a slew of racist text messages sent to people all across the country. Some of those texts went to students in at least one Connecticut school district.
Southbury will soon see repairs to damaged roads and buildings. I'm Kay Pattyfoot in Southbury. Coming up, find out how much money is being allocated to these repairs.
One man and 2 Great Danes escape a house fire in Plainville. I'm Matt Karen reporting. We'll show you the flames and tell you about how vigilant neighbors ran to help.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
6 o'clock. Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks so much for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America Areas.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. It is a good day for a great day. Meteorologist Matt Scott joining us with the first check of the forecast at 6. Hello, my friend.
Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Although it feels like we've been in Friday mode for like,
yeah, it felt like a little bit of a long week.
Since like Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Are we done with the
weekend?
We
made it.
Are
We're
we done
good.
with the weekend? Come on.
We're good.
It's been a month this week, right? Here's what you need to know before you go. Still mild, still dry. The forecast hasn't changed. Doesn't matter what day. Although we have some chill temperatures now, some cooler highs on the way, especially for tomorrow, and maybe a little rain in view. All right, let's talk about the troubles. Red flag warning, once ago, fire weather warning, I should say, in effect, goes till 6 o'clock. It's semantics. Red flag warning, enhanced fire danger, it's all the same. Bottom line, still dry, as the drought monitor will effort and back up that theory as we look for really no changes in the dryness of the last couple months. Satellite radar picture is quiet. Flow is turning out of the north and west, looking off to the west for now, not finding anything. There may be some rain on the way. Here are the cooler numbers. 40 in Hartford, 39 New Haven, 40 in Groton, down to 35 in the Litchfield Hills, and also up in the quiet corner. Temperatures on the way up to, I want to show you the winds first, though. Going to be breezy later on, so that fire danger, obviously, that's why it's been elevated, so keep that in mind later on. Okay, now here's the school bus forecast, getting into the mid-60s later on this afternoon. Cooler for the weekend. When's it getting wetter? We'll have the answer coming up. Rachel, 6:02. Good morning to you for the first time today.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Following a crash, we have some problems over in New Haven this morning on I-91. If you're heading to the I-95 interchange just out by exit 3, an overturned box truck. No injuries reported with this crash. However, we are looking at delays that are beginning to stretch back over to the Fairhaven area too. So just take a live look outside this morning where you can see they have 3 lanes that are blocked plus the shoulder. So 1 lane getting by as you're trying to get onto the I-95 connector. This is an area that typically has heavy volume while you're traveling to the Elm City, so this is just going to add to it as travel speeds are averaging 21 miles per hour southbound 91, taking you just around 7 minutes to get to the I-95 connector. Keith and Erica, good morning.
Rachel, good morning. Thank you. New this morning, the FBI is investigating offensive and racist text messages that were sent to people all around the country.
Town officials in Bloomfield say some of their students received text messages. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Bloomfield with the details on all of this. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Well, Bloomfield officials say they're working alongside federal and local police in this investigation. Now, town leaders say students here in Bloomfield and community members have received these racist and derogatory text messages. Now, messages are also going to people across the country. The FBI has confirmed they are aware of these incidents and they are investigating. According to the Associated Press, messages also went to people in New York, California, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Alabama. The messages all use similar wording and reference slavery. In some cases, people's first names were included in those messages. Now, it's unclear who's behind these texts. A preliminary investigation shows messages are coming from at least 25 different area codes. Bloomfield leaders put out a message to the community that says in part, quote, "We are deeply disturbed by the recent remarks involving this racially offensive language, which violates the core values of respect, inclusion, and equality that we hold as a town and school district. Racist language, behavior, and rhetoric have no place in Bloomfield, and we are committed to ensuring that every member of our community feels safe, valued, and respected." Now, it's still unclear how many students and community members here in Bloomfield received those text messages, but town leaders say they'll continue to work alongside federal authorities and local authorities in this investigation. Live in Bloomfield this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Lindsay. It is just about 6:05. Southbury, one of several communities that experienced just this horrific flooding over the course of the summer, specifically in August. Homes, businesses, roads, and bridges were all washed away. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot shares the town's plan for rebuilding.
Southbury will use up to $6 million to help fund repairs that were caused by the August flooding. Among the many buildings, the Southbury Library was destroyed. As you can see in these pictures, mud and gunk completely covered books and bookcases, and for many in town, this library has a big impact on their everyday lives. The library is receiving more than $2 million to get repairs underway. The main concern is replacing the boilers in the basement. Members at large of the Friends of the Library group are happy that something is being done, but say something should have been done sooner.
It's been closed now for going on 11 weeks, and we are just finally getting a plan together that involves, frankly, some bureaucratic hurdles to go through. But the town, to its benefit and to the credit of our board of selectmen, is going forward knowing full well that we may not be fully reimbursed for what we're doing, but because we recognize the importance of this asset to our town.
The town will be allocating about $3 million to work on the Old Waterbury Road project. Southbury First Selectman Jeff Manville is hopeful that a good majority of the $6 million being spent in town will be reimbursed by FEMA. Olson told me no matter how old or young, the library is for everyone. Between the programming that goes on, the books, and the computers that people have access to, he's hopeful that these repairs can start soon. In Southbury, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Kate, thanks for that. Well, a Plainville man escaped with his 2 dogs after his home caught fire. Fox 61's Matt Karen is sharing how quick responses and action from neighbors helped stop the tragedy.
Well, neighbors say this fire got out of control very quickly, and the man who lived inside was lucky to get out. He's staying with family and likely won't be able to move back in for at least 6 months. Take a look, the intense flames from this home on James Place in Plainville.
We actually just got home last night and we saw flames coming through the woods area. We noticed it was a large, high flame, pretty visible. So we walked down to check to make sure our neighbors were okay.
Firefighters got there just after 7:30 Wednesday.
On arrival, heavy fire from the bonus space above the garage. The house is heavily damaged.
But those fire crews weren't the first ones on scene. Several neighborhood teens spotted the danger and ran toward it.
They actually saw it. They took a couple of Snapchats, a couple of videos for us just to give us some heads up of what it looked like in advance. They ran down, knocked on the door, helped the gentleman out with one of the dogs.
2 Great Danes escaped the home along with the man who lived there. The dogs ran away. At least one of them was found.
There were 2 Great Danes. One has been recovered. And as of this morning when I left the scene, there was still one in the neighborhood that we couldn't retrieve.
Fox 61 observed crews boarding up the partially charred house Thursday. A restoration team was charged with securing the home from further water damage. It's still not clear what caused the fire. Neighbors told Fox 61 they're just glad the flames didn't spark a brush fire or explode a propane tank.
We have an area that has a lot of leaves, as you can see on the ground, so it's one thing that the neighbors were worried about, as well as having propane on the street too, not knowing what can happen with a fire that large.
The fire marshal also told us that the man who was inside tried to extinguish the flames himself. Fire marshal says that's never a good idea. You should always just get out and call the fire department. Reporting in Plainville, Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Firefighters in Berlin say 73% of the Hawthorne fire has been contained. Portions of Lamentation Mountain have been on fire since October. Crews say they've been able to keep the damage to 127 acres. As of now, the fire is being monitored by a smaller crew. Officials say the Lamentation Mountain area is still closed. That includes Mattabasset Trail. They also wanted to thank everyone who helped them fight the fire and the community for their support.
President-elect Donald Trump has chosen Susie Wiles as his chief of staff for his second term. Now, Wiles is the first woman to ever be named to that role. She's credited with his successful run for a second term. Her appointment is Trump's first major decision since he won the presidential race. President Biden spoke from the Rose Garden yesterday morning to promise a peaceful transition of power. He called on everyone to turn down the heat on divisiveness. The president also called on Democrats to accept the results and will of the American public.
I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory, and I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve.
President Biden also said that he hopes Trump's win shows the integrity of the American electoral system.
And we were at the big board this morning. If we take it full, want to talk about the balance of power as it sits this morning in the United States Senate. We've seen Republicans now standing with 53 votes to Democrats' 45. Right now, 2 of those seats are still undecided. And as we look at the House of Representatives, 25 seats still up for grabs, Erica. Republicans with 211, Democrats with 199, and of course, the magic number here of that 435 is 218 to get control of the House.